The Moebius cast-on starts with a slip knot. You just make a slip knot and slip it onto your needles. I'm using a circular needle with a 100 centimetre cord, that's about 47-48 inches. It's important to use a long cord because you're going to have 2 loops of cord for the 2 rows of stitches on a Moebius row. So you make your slip knot, slip it onto the needle and then bring the right needle around so that you make the first loop for the first row of stitches that will form on the cord. I like to take the cast-on tail in my left hand just so that I don't confuse it and use it to do the cast-on with. So I take the live end in my right hand. Now this slip knot is going to be the first stitch. It will be the first stitch on the cord. So what we do is we take the needle under the cord, we catch the live end of the wool and we draw it through so that we've got a new loop on the needle and a new loop on the cord. Now the idea is to put the same number of stitches on the needle as you put on the cord. So we need to even that out by putting another loop on the needle. So I've got 2 on the needle and 2 on the cord. So I go again for my next stitch, go down and under and put another loop on the needle. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches on the needle and 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on the cord. I carry on like that all the way round, and then on the very last cast-on stitch I don't do the loop on the needle because we're using a seed stitch for the scarf. We must have an odd number of stitches to make the seed stitch knit up properly in the round. So at the end I'll have 158 stitches on the cord row and I will have 157 stitches on the needle row. You'll find as you go on, miraculously, you'll have a circle of stitches that will flow on from the cord, and you'll have a circle of stitches that will flow on from the needle. So you just keep going until you have the right number of stitches. A word on tension, this is going to be the foundation row at the very centre of your scarf. These stitches on the needle you're going to knit out in this direction, and on the cord you'll knit those down in this direction. So this is going to be at the very centre, and it's important that you keep the tension quite tight. Not so tight that you can't move the stitches along, but as tight as you can comfortably manage. And then after a bit you can forget about holding the dead end. So we go under, take a stitch, come up, go under, take a stitch, come up, go under, take a stitch, come up, and so on all the way round. Okay, when you have the correct number of stitches on, you want to close the circle with the first knit stitch. I like to mark the beginning of the row with a stitch marker just so that I know where I am. So put a stitch marker in and close the circle with a nice tight knit stitch. I'm showing you what my work looks like a few rows down the line so that I can show you how you should only have one twist. This is the twist here. When you make that closing of the cast-on row, make sure that the 2 cords are running parallel all the way round except for one place where they cross. There's just one cross here and they run parallel the rest of the way round, and in that way you will only have one half turn twist in your Moebius.